Hey guys. Hello. So we're back at it. Sorry, it's been a minute before we've been on here. We just wanted to do another question for you guys. So this question is coming all the way from, I think she's in Oregon, Texas. I'm not sure. Really far. Anyways, what was the question?
So the question is that, okay, so let's say one spouse is working. We'll just say in this case, let's say I'm working. She's staying at home at the moment, which is actually what's happening right now. Part of it has to do with what's going on with the pandemic. So I'm working. She's staying at home. She's with the kids. It's time, our money is our money, right? So I'm bringing in the paycheck from outside the house, and she wants to buy something. And so she's quote unquote not working to make money. I'm the one making the money. She wants to buy something.
It's causing argument.
And then it causes an argument.
Okay, and this can go either also it can be backwards too, because it happens and we see it all the time. The girl is working and the guy is like buying stuff where he's spending money that it's, hard earned, because both of you guys, whichever one is working, to provide. And sometimes some jobs are not easy. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that when usually there's a couple, this always happens. There's one that's more easygoing, like, let's buy this, let's go here. Like, it happens.
The free spirit.
We call it the free spirit. And then there's one that's more like, let's tighten the reins, like we got bills to pay, we got this, we got that, So at the end of the day, what happens is that because you're not alike, you get offended because you think that person doesn't care about my needs or my wants. And because the other person doesn't know how to make you feel special in what you want or your desires, because all he's thinking about how he is or she is, and about payments and what's happening and what money's coming in and what we don't have. And that themselves is a job and is causing stress. So when we're not working together, it can cause that friction. But it doesn't mean that either or is not important, or the job that either one has.
So usually what tends to happen, and we're gonna do our best to try to keep this condensed. So,
yeah, we're like fast.
One of the things that I noticed that happened, and I'm gonna speak in general terms, but really I'm only speaking from our own personal experience. So I hope that we can relate to many people, but really I only feel genuine if I'm speaking about what I've been through or what we've been through. So hopefully it resonates with some of you. And what I see happening in relationships like our own is that each one of us shows up into the relationship to do something good and to present our best and put our best foot forward, because when I'm presenting my best or giving my best effort, I'm really doing it for her, and she feels the same. What happens is when we don't speak the same language, there's a conflict where there's constant misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And so now here I am putting my best foot forward, and in this case we're talking about money. So I'm the budget nerd, okay? I'm the one that likes crunching the numbers. I'm the one that can sit there with the calculator and try to, everything down to a penny.
I get the anxiety, I get the sadness, all that with money.
It makes me feel better. I have peace being able to do that and know what's coming so I can plan accordingly. She's the free spirit. She's the one to be like, it's gonna be fine. We deserve it. We're working hard. We're doing good. It's gonna be fine. And I'm like, it is not gonna be fine. Like, now you're stressing me out. So her dealing with the budget stresses her out.
Yeah.
Whereas spending without a plan or spending without a budget stresses me out.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my best foot forward. Here's the box. Stay within the limits. Here are the rules, the guidelines, the numbers that I've crunched. Don't go outside of that. And when she sees that, she's like, no, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to work out. And so she brings her best, which is this free-spirited, everything's going to be okay.
Trying to take care of everybody, make everybody happy.
Right. And so she's bringing her best to the table, and it's stressing me the hell out, right? I'm bringing my best to the table, and I'm giving her an anxiety attack. And so we're trying to present our best, but we're not speaking the other person's language. So it really feels like we don't understand each other.
So can you imagine, I'm trying my best in my mind to help and be like, you deserve this shirt, you deserve this thing. And he's like, it's like, to me, it feels like if somebody would give you like a cupcake and you're like, no, don't, get that away.
I'm the guy that I still had clothes when we got married. After the first 5 or 7 years, I still had clothes from high school.
Yeah, so for him, it doesn't matter. But for me, I'm just like, no, you've got to be your best. Like, So these are the things that happens with each other. So here you are, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for the house, you know, because the house is important to you. And this is something that we had to talk about. And I had to explain to him, the house where we live in, I want to make it a home. I want to make it beautiful. I want to do this. I want everybody to be happy. And like he said, he could live in a box. It could have no frames, no hole, nothing. He could literally live in a box. And guys are typically like that. So you need to learn how to speak the same language. You need to have that box to see what can you spend and what can you not spend. So if you do not have that box, that is why you guys are stressing out. That is why you guys are freaking out, on both ends. One, because you don't have a budget for spending, or whether it's for furniture or for things around the house or for clothes or for miscellaneous things. And you need to have a budget for the person that's providing, because they only know what the bills are, what needs to go in and out. So he started this budget thing that's called, what is the app?
Yeah, I use the app called Everydollar.
Everydollar.com.
Yeah.
So every single penny, even a penny, was put into a budget for something. There's for food, there's for dog food, there's for vet, like the vet, the hospital, everything. So when you spend that money, there's no more money for nothing else from that budget. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that because I had to work with his language. And he also made a budget to care about my needs for, what did you call it? Like fun money. And he gave me fun money, which was like, okay, this is money for maybe going out to eat once a month. Maybe we can go to the movies, etc. But that's it. We spent it and that's it. So I have to think very hard, okay, when do I want to do it? When can we do it? So that's something that you guys need to work together as a couple. And you need to be able to know that your husband or your wife does not hate you. It's not that they don't want to make you happy, or it's not that they don't want to buy you anything. It's just that they're stressing out because their love language is they're bringing their best to provide and to take care of the home for you guys.
So in the beginning of our relationship, I had control of the finances, okay? And the way that I did it was, okay, man, provider, father, husband, I paid all the bills. First thing, everything was paid. And she's like, well, thank you, that's great, but what about socks for the kids? What about snacks for school? What about, and I was like, well, I didn't think about that. And so that's where she's like, well, okay, so that you don't even think about everybody. All you're thinking about is yourself. All you're worried about is your bills. Like, what about the needs of the kids? And she's thinking about all these things, and she starts spitting out all these, what about this, what about that, the house, the kids, the, you know.
And now this time he's butthurt.
Yeah, and have you ever seen that meme, you know, with that guy from The Hangover? He's like this, and you see all like the numbers and the mathematics. Like, it was just too much for me all at once. So what happened was the finances went over to her, and because I didn't have a good handle on it. So I gave her my whole paycheck, and she handled the finances. And then it was like, I didn't know she used to get anxiety at the time. So here she is managing the finances. Things are kind of getting paid, not really, you know, but it was going to work out somehow. It's going to be all right. So I'm stressing out, and I'm like, man, my hard-earned money, and I don't got nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, but the kids have everything they need. I'm like, you know, so I'm trying to do my best, and she's stressing out.
It was a process.
Yeah, it was just really weird dynamic. And so ultimately,
it went
matured,
back to him,
right?
Yeah.
It came back to me. I'm more mature now. I have a better understanding. And the history is this, guys. Growing up, I didn't have a strong foundation on how to manage money, and how to manage my finances. And without that strong foundation, I didn't grow up and all of a sudden have it.
It's hard.
So, and same thing for her.
Yeah.
And so without that foundation, we were very much lost trying to figure it out on our own. And this revelation, I guess you could call it, it didn't happen that long ago. And for us, I just got sick and tired, you know, and statistically there's so many people that, I think it was something like 63% of the population can't afford a $500 emergency.
Yeah.
70% or more can't afford a $1,000 emergency.
We're living paycheck to paycheck, guys.
And living paycheck to paycheck. And so I just got sick and tired of being that way and living that way. And I'm not saying that I'm not grateful for what I have, or we haven't worked hard to attain what we have.
You've
you know,
learned.
Yeah, God has been really good to us, and it's taught us so much throughout our relationship, and we've grown and matured.
Yeah.
And so fast forward from, hey, the bills are paid, but what about the kids? Then, hey, everything's kind of good, but fast forward to now. This is 14 years later. I've been working on the budget now, hardcore working on the budget for about 9 months, okay? And here's the revelation that I had that I really believe has made it work, okay? And it took a lot of maturity. It took me to bite my tongue, because there are things, and just 100%, just putting it out there and being full disclosure, a lot of the things that I think, let me say that again, a lot of the things that she thinks are important to me, in my mind, I'd be like, stupid, waste of money, we don't need it, we don't need it, not at all, but in her mind, that is something of value, and it's important. Perfect example is what she said, making our house a home. So how I can be offensive if I go to work every day, making the money, and I'm working for my family, and I'm really putting myself out there, and I'm doing what I do every day, getting up early, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep, but I can't, all these other things that I'm doing for my family. I get this money to provide, to make sure we have the bills paid, have everything we need, and then she wants to go and spend it on things that are like, we don't even really need that. It's not food. It doesn't bring us joy. It doesn't help our situation. It doesn't get us out of debt.
And it only satisfies me.
Exactly. But here's the thing. That becomes offensive, because now, especially if she's at home with the kids, she may not be working for a quote unquote paycheck, but rest assured, she is working hard.
Guys, she's working hard.
She's working hard, seriously. And so imagine having to deal with kids all day, and then husband comes home and she's dying for like a normal conversation more than like, kids throwing up, feeding kids, whining, crying. Fine. No, I don't want to. Every night it's like, is it really a mystery that you got to brush your teeth? Is it really a revelation that you got to take a shower, brush your hair, and get ready for bed?
Every day, guys.
Same thing every day, right? But she's ready to pull her hair out, and then we show up and we're just like, your ideas are dumb.
That hurts.
Obviously not like that, but that's offensive.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that she's caring for while you're away working for the home, she's going to work to upkeep the home. Whether that means decorations on the wall, whether that means a rug under the table, whether that means something, a new picture frame, whatever it is, some flower pots, whatever it is that she's into, that's something to accent the house, to make it a home for you, for your family. And so what I did was I came to her with this budget thing, and I was like, God, give me strength. And let me figure out how.
I'm not even Catholic, but Jesus.
Let me figure out how I'm gonna have this conversation, because I'm afraid, because it's about to go down right now.
Anytime you talk about money, it's crazy, and you know that it just, everybody's on their toes, and I don't know why. And I mean, wasn't there like a saying where it says like greed, or like money is like greed, or like something of the world? Do you know that quote?
No, I don't. But I know money causes fights, and money is one of the number one reasons why people get divorced.
Yes, it's so true, guys. Like, it's so true.
So, if money is a problem like it was for us, okay, it's okay now, but I had the conversation the first time around.
It didn't go well. I'm not gonna
She ended up in tears. She was angry with me. I was like, what did I do? I didn't even do anything wrong this time, but it was my approach. It was the way that I said it. It was like, we gotta have a budget, because you're irresponsible with money.
That's what I heard.
That's what she heard.
That's what I heard. Like, you spending money, girl, like crazy, and we don't got any. Like, I'm like, we don't have any.
And what I'm saying is that I'm trying to do this for us.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick and tired of living like this, paycheck to paycheck. Okay? But she got accustomed to the way that we lived. I got accustomed to scraping by. And I was just tired of it. And I knew she was too. So we fought, okay? She cried. I was like, what the heck just happened? How did I mess that up?
I'll come back to you.
So I left, went to the drawing board, restructured my phrasing, and I came back and I said, I think that I think that I came at you the wrong way. Let me ask you this. What's important to you?
Oh, and he won me over with that one.
So when she said that, she was like, she kind of like looked, and I said, just tell me what's important to you. And so she started with her items top of the list, what means the most for her. And so some of the things were making sure that we could do something with the kids.
Yeah.
Not for the kids, with the kids.
It was important to me. Huge. Number one priority.
Okay? So there was a point in our life where we couldn't even go and buy a bag of Cheetos.
No.
At
And
the
it was
gas
$1.
station.
Not even that.
Yeah, and we just didn't have the money, and we ended up losing everything. We ended up having to move in with our parents, and God bless
4
them.
kids. I mean, yeah.
So we lived in one room, okay, your regular standard room. Okay, we had 2 kids. We had a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old that slept on the top bunk. Her and I slept on the bottom bunk, and we had a baby in the crib next to the bunk beds.
Yeah, that was us.
And we lived in one room, and we did that for years, and so it was a struggle.
It was
Okay,
hard.
so I really, in the back of my mind, like, I do not want to go backwards. I want to keep moving forward. So she gave me do things with the kids, okay? Sometimes we're able to go out and eat twice as a family. Sometimes we're only able to go once. Sometimes we can't go at all, and so then we have to find some other way, okay, to make it work for us.
To do family time.
So eat together. We had some fun money, okay? There was some funds just for her to go out and spend whatever she wanted.
Okay, so let me say this one. So this one's important because it had to do with my hair. So any of you guys, hair is like what, $115, $175, $160. Cover your ears. So it's expensive depending on where you go, right? So here I am telling him, okay, like, how am I gonna tell him this is how much the hair is, and then nails, and oh my god. So I'm just like, okay. So I had to tell him, and then he said, okay, I can give you this much every month. So I said, okay, $50. Sounds good. What do I have to do? So I have to save. Save? What the heck is saving? I don't know what the heck is saving, because I didn't know what saving was. My mom never taught me. I never knew the value of money. All I knew is you get credit cards and you spend them all. Sorry, baby.
Almost lost an eyeball.
I was like, you spend them all. That's what credit cards are for. And then what, you have to pay them back? No, you don't have to pay them back. You just leave them. And then they go to bankruptcy. It's okay because you don't have to pay them back. Not knowing that you need a credit, not knowing that when your cards go to bankruptcy, then what happens? Then, like, I didn't know debt was the devil. Like, I didn't know that. I thought credit cards were like this amazing, awesome thing that you just have in your card and it's free money. It's not free money. And it comes with a price, an extra price. And that's stuff I didn't understand. So I learned how to save. Hair, that's what I'm just saying. Because if you're able to do that, you need to save also, because you're not going to get that big chunk at first if you put it in the budget.
Yeah, and so, with that big of an amount of money, I can't afford to just give her that every month just for that. So I said, how often do you get your hair done? She's like, I at least want to get it done, every few months or something?
I think it was like 3 months or 6 months, something like that.
Few is 3
Yeah.
for me. So every 3 months, so we broke down that price, and I gave her enough so that if she saved it for 3 months, she would have enough to get her hair done. And please don't be offended. It's not to treat your spouse like a little child, like, here's your allowance. No, it's working together to make it work as a responsible husband and wife.
It's a team effort, guys. It's really a team effort.
Because it's far more miserable if the car breaks down and you don't have, a couple $100 to get the fix or the tires that it needs or whatever it is.
Or you have to be borrowing money all the time from your parents.
And so the goal started out with what's important to her. She gave me a few things that were important to her, and I made that the center of my budget. It wasn't the bills that needed to get paid. It wasn't everything else that I wanted, okay? Because there's some things that I want to do too. So I made sure that what mattered most to her was the center of my budget. And then I budgeted everything else around that, okay? So if you want more details on that, we can elaborate more.
Because we're like, oh, dang.
Yeah, we're already almost at 20 minutes. I don't know. I just can't stop talking. But I get excited. I'm passionate about it. It's really hard for her to get me in front of the camera to do this. But once she does it, it's like, I could do this all day. Anyway.
So we can do a budget video if you guys want us to do a budget video. Because I see people comment, but I can't see it so far. So just say, hey, I want to know about that budget. How do you break down that budget? And we can do a whole class on that. Because it's literally, for the first time in our life, guys, we have money in savings. He has been able to do things. I have been able to do things that I haven't. I'm not even working right now, but by the grace of God, like, he's literally like it's almost like a revelation of a way to live that I did not know how before. And he's taught me this, and now we're teaching our kids to do this. We're teaching Gavin to do this. We're teaching Brandon to do this. And these kids have money saved. I'm just
Those
like,
are our kids, by the way.
you know, so I'm just very impressed with this budget thing that he created. I'm just in awe. So if you guys want more, like I said, you know, write it on there and we'll do a video.
And just one last point real quick is that, you know, with everything going on with COVID-19 and all these things, that's part of the reason why she's not working. So had we not been budgeting, this would have been far more stressful, and there would have been far more fighting going on over money. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, moving forward, I'm going to be facing a pay cut myself because I'm a state employee.
Huge budget
and so
cut.
there's going to be a California budget crisis coming up, and it's going to affect my paycheck. Now, if we weren't budgeting, this would be far more stressful. Yeah. So better believe I'm going to go crunch those numbers again and figure out what areas we need to tighten up on, okay? Maybe we don't go to dinner twice. Maybe that fun money is shrinking down to less fun money.
Maybe I gotta go dye my own hair. I don't know, guys.
Whatever we gotta
me.
do. Hey, I'll be wearing these until 10 years from now, so I'm good. The point is that when you're working together, it's far less stressful because when she sacrifices, she knows that we're doing it as a team, and she's not giving up everything just because I want to be a tyrant with the money and with the bills.
That's the worst, guys.
And then when I sacrifice, I know that we're doing it as a team, and it's not like I'm working my butt off for what? You know, I see that we're in it together. Mm-hmm. We're on the same page. We love each other and we want to do this. You know, we've been married now for 14 years. We have 4 kids, so we've been through a lot, okay? And it's not easy supporting kids. So we get it,
expensive.
So you're not alone, you're not the only ones to have this argument and this struggle. But rest assured, there is hope and there is a way to handle it and handle it well.
Yes. So 1, make your box budget, okay? Work together. Let your spouse know what's important to you, and you also make important what is important to your spouse. Yeah. Okay? Work as a team. Make a budget. If you don't know how, like I said, message us. We can help you with that. Tell us and we'll make a video on that. And what was the other one? That's it.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh, but before we go, one last homework. We left a homework exercise for you guys to do last time, which was walking with your spouse. So when you're going to talk to your spouse, because money's going to be crazy, I want you to tell your spouse one of the reasons why you love them. Why? Because I want you to remember this before you start talking about money and then you start freaking out thinking, I don't love this guy, forget it, I think I should just get a divorce, because you're going to remind yourself. So I'll show you and we'll practice real quick. Babe, I love that you took initiative on just the budget. It means the world to me because I just feel like I have a sense of security, and it's something that I've never... Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Because it's a sense of security that I've never had in my life. And then for somebody to care about me and care about the kids and just to make us important, like it's like we've never had that, not even in the beginning of a marriage, and it means a lot. It really does.
Oh, you're so cute. Well, I love that you help me recognize the things that I don't see right away. And our house is a home because of you. And so I appreciate that. And it makes everything that I do worth it. When I'm tired and I'm grumpy and all this other stuff, just knowing that I have a home to come home to, not just a house, but a home, it just, everything melts away. And I appreciate that about you. Thank you. Love you too.
See? Very simple.
All right.
So that's your job. You guys do it. Go. Ready, set, go. All right, guys. I love you guys, and we'll talk to you guys later. I got to go wipe my face. Bye, guys.